This is Kingdom View of Relationship and Marriage series. Until you recognize that you are married, you may not enjoy your marriage. The reason some men still eat outside without considering their wife's food, and the reason some still enjoy talking and having fun with their friends late at night without considering their wife is because they don't know they are married. The reason some married women can still choose to do some things alone without considering their husband is because they don't know they are married. Problems may not stop coming until you realize who you are in marriage. It's not enough to get married. I think you also need to come to the reality of your marriage. You are married, not single. So when you are married, you need to work with that mentality. It will guide you on certain things. You know what to do, when to do it, and how to do them. Never agree to marry anyone who is in a love relationship with others. If you are not the only one in their lives before marriage, you may still not be the only one even after marriage. It is dangerous agreeing to marry someone who has multiple marriage partners. Let's take note of that. Now, on the strength of your personal relationship with God, your marriage will stand. The moment you ignore the ministry of the Holy Spirit, your life then, the moment you ignore the ministry of the Holy Spirit in your life, then get ready for a crack in your relationship. As a parent, the day you will know you are fulfilled is the day your children will look into your eyes and say, "Thank God we came through you. We are grateful for raising us well." What can be more glorious than that? What can be more, what can be more glorious than than that? For a parent to hear is, their children saying such things to them. Do your possible best to raise your children in a godly way. It will bring nothing but pride and honor to you in time to come. As an unmarried youth, you need to beware of strange and vain utterances. Exaggeration and empty words have the power to seduce people into sexual sins. You don't need to flatter a lady because you want to propose to her. Be frank and be truthful to yourself. 2 Peter 2 verse 18. Anyone who prays to marry a beautiful lady or a handsome man must equally pray to overcome jealousy because they will give you reasons to be jealous. You cannot control your home if you cannot control yourself. Don't jump into marriage without having any seed of self-control. God created marriage as an instrument for support, strength, and defense. This is to make victory easy and possible. God expects every marriage to be victorious, and this can only happen when two of them agree totally to work with each other. And marriage is not all about sex. Sex is not marriage, and marriage is not sex. Many people need marriage desperately because they needed sex urgently. They don't want to remain a virgin. They want to enjoy sex, so they thought of getting married so that they can satisfy their sexual urge. Well, sex is part of it, but it is not all of it. What if you need sex and your husband or wife is not in the mood for that? Will you force him or her? Of course, no. Sex in marriage is based on a mutual agreement. Sex will not happen if the response is yes and no. It must be yes and yes. Sex is not the primary need for marriage. Get this. Change your mentality about marriage. Don't marry out of pity. Marriage is not an assembly of victims. Oh, something bad happened to you. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, I'll marry you. No, that's not how to marry. You don't marry out of pity. Very important to note that. Physical qualities alone is not enough to choose a marriage partner. I've said that before. That she knelt down because you gave her 20 naira does not mean she is your wife. That he helped you financially does not make him your husband. Get this. There are a lot of good sisters and wonderful brothers outside. God will not, because of the availability of enough Christian sisters, now lead you into marrying many, wives or things like that. And he won't say you should have more than one husband because there are many Christian brothers outside. Out of the good people available, our faithful Father will guide us to choose one and not all. Marriage is a choice. What you choose is what you have, and how you choose is how you live. In marriage, you don't run vision alone, you run it together. It is not wrong to share your visions with your partner. Whatever God is saying to the husband is equally saying it to the wife. This is because both of you must agree to run with the God given vision. In marriage, mine changes to ours, me changes to us, and I changes to we. My house becomes our house. I am a winner now changes to we are winners. Even if you fail, it is not I failed, it is still we failed. And if it is promotion, then it is it is not I was promoted, it's actually we were promoted. This is because you have been joined together as one. So whatever happens to one will definitely affect you. Anyone that cannot be open to you is not your match. He knows all about you, but you don't know anything about him. She knows everything about you, but you don't know anything about her. A marriage in which transparency is missing cannot last. You stop loving each other. You stop loving each other in marriage the moment you stop trusting each other. Lack of trust shows the absence of love. Your wedding night is for your this is Kingdom View of Relationship and Marriage. Love is sweet from the beginning to the end. Believe this and it will happen to you. It is the duty of every parent to mentor their children into love. Don't underestimate and don't exaggerate love. Just let them learn from your own experience. Many parents don't know that their children is actually learning love from them. The way you react with your husband at home, the way you react with your wife, your children are learning it, and those are the things they will store in their memory as their mentality. Those are the things they will hold on as tools, you know with which they can govern their own marriage. So don't let your marriage paint the bad picture of marriage for your children. You don't need to go into any ungodly covenant just to prove your love for each other. Trust is what takes away doubt. Anyone who introduces you into covenant just to trust you, you know, is not worthy of you. You must understand that. You are not ready for marriage if you don't know what love really means. It is more than pretending, it goes beyond sweet words. It has to do with reality. There is nothing about your face. There is nothing about your face that can tell people if you are married or single. Those who come to you asking for marriage, even when you are married, are not at fault because marriage is not written on the face. Now, it is now your own responsibility to tell them you are married. Don't try to hide anything from them. You are married, but when they come to you for marriage, then you tell them, I will think about it. Think about what? Is it think about killing your husband or killing your wife so that you can marry them? If you are married, there's nothing to think about. Just tell them I am married. Simple. And that settles the case. Love is not stupid. It does not take away the place of corrections When correction is made with love, it does not entail criticism. That you love him or her does not mean you won't correct them when they do wrong. That you love them does not mean you should not correct them when they do wrong. If you don't correct your partner, then you are denying them an opportunity for a rapid growth. Correction promotes growth. Take note, a refusal to be corrected is a refusal to grow. If you cannot answer the question, "Who am I?" then you are not ready for marriage. If you don't know who you are, then you don't know who to marry. What is the essence of getting married without having any focus? Marriage runs on the strength of the focus you both have. Getting married without focus is like two people running in an unspecific direction. To raise godly children in marriage, you must live by example. Whatever you want them to do, let them see you doing it. If you want them to pray, if you want them to pray on their food before eating, then do it first. Once they discover you are doing it, they will surely join. Every child, you know, every child is open to learn from their parents. They want to learn from what you do. If you are a type that quarrels with your husband or wife, then you are teaching your children to misunderstand others. As far as children is concerned, if you cannot act it, they cannot do it. Your relationship with your partner in marriage will affect your children's relationship with their friends outside.